Yo, what up, Paunchy here, and today we're gonna make a bass line to go with our drum beat that we did yesterday. And let's go over here. I'll move this. So I basically went and chose the maple bass. Now this is part of the Drive and Glow pack that you can get from Ableton. But if you don't have that pack, you feel free to use whichever bass sound you want. You don't have to use that one specifically. Best thing to do is just start clicking on ones. And if you see this little headphone button down here, you want it to be blue. That way it'll give you a preview of what the sound is. So you can kind of choose based on that, based on what you're going for in your song. What kind of bass sound do you want? You know, I'm not going to cover too much theory and actual songwriting in this course, but you know, if that's something you guys really want, I can definitely do a course on that. But right now we're just going to focus on Ableton, so I'm going to go ahead and use the maple bass sound. I'm going to create a loop by double clicking in the empty loop boxes here. That'll bring up my keyboard. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the song in A. So remember, you just double click wherever you want the notes to be. Now, you know, I'm just going to kind of go off of, do something at random, you know, and see where we end up. You know, I don't have anything predetermined in mind. I'm kind of just, you know, this is why this is an interesting method, using your mouse and stuff if you don't have a MIDI keyboard or a push. You know, you're basically just looking at the notes as you would on sheet music, essentially. Like, sheet music shows you the difference between each note, you know, and like kind of the contour. So I'm just gonna write this bass line based on the contour. No pun intended, of course. Okay, see what that sounds like. Okay, that's great and all, but it's a little too low. So I'm going to move this up to, I meant to start in A1. There we go. So if you notice, you can select all of these, Control A, or drag a box around them, and then you can move all of them at will. So if that's too low, go ahead and move it up. Okay, all right. You know it's good when it gets the head moving. That's when you know you got something. All right. So let's see. That's the bass line. So let's go ahead and make another loop. The way I like to work, I like to make a bunch of loops. Because if you think about it, every song is based on loops anyway, even if it's not in the sense of you're a guitarist and you have a loop pedal, or you have a Ableton push where you can loop things on the fly. Like, I'm not necessarily referring to those kind of loops. Every song is made of repetitive parts. So I like to make a bunch of loops and just kind of go from there, you know? So let's see. Well, let's go ahead and do okay, let's try that. Okay. I like where that's going, but again, it's too high. There we go. What if we do this? Throw these in there. What does that do? Okay, definitely changes the sound up a bit. Let's do let's just get rid of those. What if we do a B0? Is that just like too low? Yeah, I'll just go ahead and leave these out. Give it a little space, you know? And there you have it. We made 2 loops. Now you can switch between them at will. And that'll be it for today, but we'll go ahead and keep expanding on this song next time. Thank you, and have a good one.